It has been 2.5 years since the Devon versus Denis super match, and we have not seen any progress in the Denis Ciplenkov story at all. In fact, we have just seen Ciplenkov's downfall. Let's discuss a detailed review of this Body Mania video highlighting the Denis Ciplenkov segments. Denis explained that he's working as a kind of a building manager, but his main responsibility is connected with electricity. He checks the meters of the houses, records the information, and he sends it forward. Every month he gathers the information and manages tenant-related issues. His work involves not only taking meter readings but communication, complaints, satisfaction, fire safety matters, and general building responsibilities. I was not aware of it at all. Then Denis discussed his health issues, and this was the sad part for the Denis Ciplenkov fans who were waiting for his comeback later this year or earlier next year. Denis will soon be visiting a surgeon. He will have his medical papers, all of the reports and everything with him, and then they will decide what should be done next. Most likely he's thinking that he will get the hip replacement surgery, which he has been talking about for at least a couple of years now. But still, they will also be considering the possibility of simply monitoring it or managing the problem without a surgery if possible. I would say if it was possible, his health would have improved by now. But it didn't. It only got worse in the last few years. And that is despite Denis trying almost every single medical procedure available to him. Denis said that the recovery process, the process of his comeback on the arm wrestling table, keeps getting delayed because one test showed that he has acromegaly, but then now he has stopped talking about it. So was that a misdiagnosis? I'm not sure. I do remember that he got some injections to control his growth hormone. Did it solve his problems or at least lower the pain a little bit? We have no update about that. Denis wants to train and prepare once again because he sees other guys in their 50s, they're still getting good. So he was maybe talking about Devon Larratt or talking about maybe even Engin Terzi now because he recently looked good too. And also Todd Hutchings because there are not many examples of guys who still got better in their 50s. That's why Denis is still hopeful that time is probably still on his side. He's not that old. I think he's about 44 or 45 years old. He thinks that since he has already dived so deep in the investigation and the procedures to heal his problems, he needs to finish this process properly. I think he's just thinking that otherwise it will be a waste of time and waste of money. Denis discussed his weight loss. He talked about some people jokingly saying that Denis only weighs 70 kilos right now, but his actual weight is somewhere around 116 to 117 kilos. He believes that the medical stress, the reduced appetite, and the uncertainty, all of these things may have caused the weight drop. He still does some exercises every now and then, but his main focus is not on eating or maintaining weight as of now. So naturally, he was asked if he could cut down to a lower weight category. They talked about 110 kilos. And Denis said that he probably could do that if he really needed to or wanted to, if he focused on cutting, but he doesn't really want to do that. So I would say the better question would be 115 kilos. Why can't Denis compete there? I mean, the guy is already available, his opponent. Take a look at Leonidas Arcona. He also posted this photo weighing in at 118.5 kilos, and that was a couple of days ago. So he's within cutting range to 115, and Denis is also almost at the same weight. And at this moment, it feels like their levels may also be pretty close. So why not a Denis versus Leonidas Arcona super match? And at least Denis can be in the rankings at East versus West if he beats Leonidas. If Denis doesn't show up in the shape that he was against Devon in 2023, then I think it will be a good match. And I don't think Denis can get in that shape. So there is no chance that Denis is going to simply destroy Leonidas Arcona or anything. He may still win. I think he may be the favorite, but it will be a good match. It will be entertaining. Denis talked about Alexei Vovoda too. He said that Alexei is a star no matter what. And because of his name, his past achievements, it will always be possible to find a good opponent for him. Denis thinks that people will still watch Alexei because he has his own audience and his own fan base. Vovoda's recent performance in the Russian tournament, Russian Nationals, it was good. Denis really liked that Vovoda still finished number 2 only behind Adam. And Adam is a very serious, motivated, active and constantly training and competing arm wrestler. Vovoda is still testing the waters and he's still understanding the current level of competition. So losing to him was not a big deal. That's why Dennis thinks that Alexei can still improve, and for a comeback or his first serious step, Dennis considers that his performance was not bad. And I have a match for Alexei Vovoda too. I would say it is Duvan Boardman, the 17-year-old South African. And what about Rickard too? Why not book Rickard versus Dennis and Duvan versus Alexei Vovoda on the same event? Am I going too far? Am I too crazy? I think Rickard as of now is definitely too strong for Dennis. But if Dennis gets in a good shape, he can make it interesting. Especially if they force Rickard to cut to 115 kilos. Because the guy, despite weighing 135, keeps on talking about getting in the 115 kg category and being the champion of that category. So he should cut weight. And Duvan versus Vovoda, I think it is going to be a cool match next year. So when the interviewer told Dennis that Robert Baxter mentioned in a podcast that Vovoda is not ready at the top level, he cannot compete there, Dennis believes that everything depends on the relationships and matchmaking. And I do agree. I just suggested you a match and I think it will be a cool match. So Dennis said that Alexei is a star and a match can always be found for him. The opponent doesn't necessarily need to be one of the top guys, but it can still be a good match. Dennis believes that the same logic applies to John Brzenk too, and if he was the organizer, he would definitely find opponents for legends like John Brzenk and Alexei Vovoda. But he believes that John may not want to lower his level too much at this age to have a competitive match because he likes to compete against the top guys, so it may not make that much sense to him, and I agree with this opinion as well. Let's talk about the famous arm break guy Omar Alakayev. Let's see this clip from a couple of different angles because there are a lot of different angles for this arm break. It initially looks like an elbow dislocation more than an arm break. And to be honest, I'm not even sure what kind of injury this is, but most likely it is a humerus break, not an elbow dislocation. I asked the guy on Instagram, he didn't respond, and I didn't check further. Lately, we have been seeing a lot of arm breaks in these elbow jamming, flop pressing movements. It wasn't like that few years ago. It happened to Zurab Tavbaridze and then a few more guys, and now it's kind of becoming a normal thing. So the actual arm break position that people used to call the arm break position, and there weren't really any arm breaks in that position, now we have started seeing a lot of them. And the more interesting thing is, the next day this guy came back to the table with his left arm in a sling, and he's shouting, he's jumping, he's flash pinning people with his right arm. Like, that is some serious commitment. You can check out Omar's Instagram page. He's the master of sport in Russia. He has written that he has won a bronze medal at Worlds. I'm not sure in which category it was, under 23, under 21 back in the day, or in juniors. I'm not sure what his age is, but do check him out. Now let's talk about Oleg Zok winning the Lion Cup 2026 on the left arm in the absolute category as well. So why did I mention this? It's not a big win for Oleg. He was supposed to win this thing. But if my memory serves me correctly, I do remember Oleg Zok beating Andrei Pushkar for the first time at Lion Cup 2018, and then later on, just a month or two later, he did the same at the Moldova event in 2018. So not like it was the first big moment for Oleg Zok, because even back in 2013 when he lost to Devon Larratt in a super match after destroying many weight categories, he was already the top guy in his weight class at a world level. And by 2016, he was already beating guys like Vitaly Laletin and other big top guys. But 2018 was his biggest win against Andrei Pushkar. That's when the fans realized that this is not just a weight category champion, but he's probably easily one of the top 5 guys in the world, and maybe even top 3 in the world on the left arm. So that was a little recap back from 2018. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you again.